Hey guys, welcome back. For today's video, I will be making some fun summertime DIYs that I will be using all summer long at home and at the beach. Today's video is sponsored by Creative Fabrica, and all of the design files I will be using in these projects are from Creative Fabrica. Creative Fabrica is a subscription-based digital marketplace for all of your crafting needs. They have over 6 million fonts and designs. They also have classes as well if you're wanting to learn about a new crafty hobby or skill. Personally, I've been using the fonts and SVG files the most for my Cricut crafts, but I've also printed out some of the digital paper packs because they're beautiful to use in my journals and scrapbooking. If you want to give Creative Fabrica a try, I will leave a link in the description box for an all-access 30-day free trial or 10 free downloads, whichever comes first, so you can try it out and get to crafting. Thank you, Creative Fabrica, for sponsoring today's video. Now let's get to the projects. For the first project, I'm using this pineapple graphic. It comes in SVG, PNG, JPG, and other formats, but I went ahead and used the SVG format to go ahead and cut it out on my Cricut using this gold textured metallic adhesive vinyl from TECKWRAP Craft. All of the projects that I'm going to be doing, I use TECKWRAP Craft vinyls. It's just the brand that I like to use. Like 95% of my craft vinyl is from TECKWRAP Craft. I do have a discount code if you want to try out any vinyls from their website as well, or if you want to use the same exact vinyls that I'm using. I will leave that discount code for you down below. But I go ahead and spread out my vinyl on my cut mat, and then I go ahead and cut it out on my Cricut. And then once it's cut out, I just go ahead and begin the weeding process, which is my favorite part of vinyl crafting, and honestly probably the reason why I enjoy vinyl crafting or crafting with vinyl so much is because I find the weeding process very relaxing, especially when it weeds really smoothly. I just like peeling and picking the vinyl up with my little pen, and I like to listen to something while I'm doing it or watch like a Netflix show. Lately, my thing though has been listening to audiobooks on Audible. So that's what I was doing when I was weeding out this pineapple. It had a lot of really intricate fine line details, and the Cricut cut it beautifully, and this vinyl was just a dream to weed, and the design is so beautiful and tropical. And I forgot to mention what I'm making, but I am making like a bed tray or like a breakfast tray, but I didn't want to make it to use for breakfast. I wanted to make one to use to like just set my drinks on and my books and things when I'm reading in bed, or I'm on my tablet in bed. I don't really have a nightstand. My room is really small in my apartment, so I don't have, my nightstands are actually in my closet, but I don't really have anything to set like my drinks on or anything like that. So I thought having like a little bed tray would be perfect, so I can just, you know, set my drinks, my coffee, whatever on there, some of my books that I'm reading for the day, and it's just aesthetically pleasing. And the bed tray that I ended up getting or purchasing was from Daiso. I purchased it for about 1,000 yen, or the equivalent to about $7 in USD. In Japan, there's a Daiso pretty much on every corner. I know it's in some US states, but if you don't have a Daiso nearby, or in your state, I'm sure you could pick one up at places like Five Below, or like a TJ Maxx or something like that for pretty inexpensive, maybe a yard sale. But the other items that I'm actually decaling in this video are from Daiso as well, with the exception of one thing. But after my design is weeded out, I'm just going to use some like light to medium tack transfer tape. Then I go ahead and cut off the excess around the edges. And then I just use a squeegee tool to burnish the transfer tape to the design, and then remove the transfer tape or the backing from the transfer tape. I like to remove the backing versus peeling the other way. I just find that it's a lot easier to get off of, I guess, the carrier sheet or the backing. And then I just apply it like I would any other decal. I just use my squeegee to burnish it to the wood. And I decided to leave the wood natural. I didn't want to paint it or anything like that. I could also peel this off later. This is like a permanent vinyl, but I could still peel it up if I wanted to, and then maybe make a stencil later on. I could actually go back. I'm thinking about going back and painting just the trim or the edges a gold color to kind of match, but I just think this turned out really cute, and I can put my drinks and snacks on it while I'm reading a book in bed this summer, and it's getting me ready for Hawaii. I'm actually moving at the end of the year, so I was just feeling very tropical, and I can't wait to bring this little tray with me to Hawaii. For my next project, I'm going to be using 2 graphics out of this Sublimation bundle, really cute bookish graphics, and I'm going to actually print these out on my Sublimation printer, and I do have a tutorial on setting up this exact printer. It's under my Sublimation playlist. I think there's only like 1 or 2 videos in that playlist, but if you want to know how to set up a printer for Sublimation, I have the full tutorial on that, as well as a couple of projects. But it's really important to basically mirror your image. So I use Canva for that. So that's why it's printing out like backwards or flipped. But you can use any program that you have on your computer that you like to use to go ahead and flip your image horizontally or vertically. So once it's all printed out, I'm going to go ahead and prep my heat press. I set it to 400 degrees for 30 seconds. You don't want to use an iron for this. You do want to use a heat press. For a smaller design, yes, you could use an iron, but definitely you want to use a heat press for larger images, and I'm using 100% polyester material. I did pick up these pillowcase covers or throw pillow covers at Daiso. And so my heat press is heated up to 400 degrees. So now I'm just going to use my lint roller and remove any pieces of fabric that might be like balled up or any strings. And then I'm going to iron out the wrinkles and the creases and prep it before I heat press. Again, I recommend using a larger press over an iron. If you have a smaller graphic, that's fine, but you want to make sure that the heat plate is able to cover the entire design in one press, because if you're moving it around, you run the risk of like smudging your design or like having it jump, and it kind of looks blur. It gives a blurry effect. So that's why I recommend using a large heat plate for larger designs. And I'm using some heat resistant tape and just taping this in place again, because I don't want it to shift while I'm heat pressing it. It's very important that it doesn't move around. Covering it with Teflon, a Teflon sheet, and then applying firm pressure for 30 seconds. I kind of move my hands around just to make sure I'm getting pressure on all sides, and that's pretty much it. I just remove the paper while it's still hot, and it's pretty much done. So I do the same thing to the second design. I go ahead and prep my pillow cover and iron it out, as well as remove the lint, and then place it face down, tape it, and then heat press for 30 seconds, firm pressure. These pillow covers, these throw pillow covers, are probably my favorite DIY I've done in a long time. One, because they're so easy. They don't take hardly any time at all to make. And it's pretty much just a matter of printing out your design and then ironing it on. Just making sure, of course, that I have like the polyester material and then, of course, sublimation ink. But they're just super easy to make, and I'm never going, I don't want to say never, but I don't plan on ever buying pillow covers again when this DIY was so easy and so inexpensive to make. I only spent $1.40 on each pillow cover, and then I already have my subscription with Creative Fabrica, so I can pretty much just make any pillow cover I want for different seasons. I plan on making a bunch of them for Halloween and Christmas. So this is the way I'm going from now on with my pillow covers. No more shopping on Amazon for throw pillow covers. I'm using my DIY skills and Creative Fabrica. For this next DIY, I'm going to be using a font along with 2 separate graphics for decaling these cute little pouches that I found at Daiso. I thought I could use one to put like my sunscreen and car keys in, my lip balm, one for my sunglasses, and then the other one I could use maybe for some cash or some pocket change or coins. So that's what I'm going to be doing for this DIY. And then I'm going to be using this new Opal Glow in the Dark vinyl from TECKWRAP. This is in the color Peach Yellow Pink. And I thought the pinky yellow or peachy yellow tones really complemented the bags that I picked out, as well as the designs that I picked out. And TECKWRAP also has one other new Opal Glow in the Dark vinyl, which I will be using in the last DIY, and that is the Opal White. Out of the 2 glow in the dark vinyls, I would say the Opal White has like a better glow in the dark effect, but standing alone without glowing in the dark, I think this peach yellow vinyl is so beautiful. It just kind of reminds me of a popsicle for some reason, like a popsicle I had as a child. I can't remember the name of it, but it was like these 2 colors almost exactly. So after I'm done weeding out my design, I'm just going to apply these like I would a regular decal. I'm going to apply my transfer tape, the same medium to low tack transfer tape to my designs, and then apply them to the bags. For the bigger bag, I had to put my hand inside to kind of give it something hard to burnish onto, since I couldn't press it all the way down. But these applied really easily, and they actually stuck like almost immediately. So there was like no being able to readjust anything. But that's usually how it goes with any soft plastic decal. But again, I had to stick my hand inside this pouch to use it to burnish the decal on, which it turned out just fine. And I love how this little trio of bags turned out. Again, they do glow in the dark, but I didn't feel like I either didn't charge them in the sun or the light enough, because the glow did disappear pretty quick. But just out in normal daylight, these are stunning. I have them against my little beach bag. They're going to be so cute this summer, and I just love how they turned out. I have my sunglasses in one. I have some of my cash and coins in this other little pouch, and then I have my chapstick, my keys, and like my face sunscreen in one. These just turned out so perfect. And for the last DIY, I'm using this Tropical Flower SVG design, and I'm going to be decaling a special water cup for me to use during the summer. So I plucked this one out of my cabinet. I don't know how long I've had it. I don't even need to buy cups anymore to decal. I already have them. So I'm using that, and I'm also using the Opal Glow in the Dark vinyl that I mentioned earlier from TECKWRAP. And then after I cut a piece large enough for my design, I go ahead and put it on my Cricut mat, take off that protective layer, and then run it through the machine. And then, just as before, I begin the weeding process. And I was a little bit worried that this design, it was going to mess up in my machine because it was so intricate. There was a lot of like really small, fine lines, but this vinyl handled it very well. It did take me a little while to weed this design just because it was so small, and again, a lot of very, very fine details in the design, but I didn't mind, again, because weeding is my favorite part of the vinyl crafting process, and I also was listening to an audiobook, so time did fly by, even though it doesn't really look like it. But after I do that, again, I use the same transfer tape for this vinyl, and I just go ahead and apply that transfer tape, burnish my design, and then remove the backing. And then I go ahead and trim around my design. I kind of do like a fussy cut, if you will, around my design. And then once I peel off the backing, I go ahead and cut like little slits around it. That's going to help me when I go to apply the design to my mug, since it is a round shape or cylinder shape. It's just going to help with me like flexing and moving the design around and manipulating the transfer tape where I want it to go. And then I just slowly remove the transfer tape, and then this is what the cup looks like with just regular daylight or regular lighting. And then when you turn off the lights, this is when the magic happens with this vinyl. It's so beautiful, and it'll be very easy for me to find my water cup in the middle of the night if this glow lasts like this, because it is so bright and beautiful. But that's going to be it for these DIYs. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, be sure to check out Creative Fabrica. I will leave my link down below for the 30-day free trial, or 10 free downloads, whichever comes first. If you guys want to try out any of these projects that I just made, you can make them for yourself. Go check it out. And I will also, again, be sure to link all of the vinyl that I used as well as other products that I used in this video. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me and spending your time watching this video. I appreciate you. Make sure you're subscribed and turn on your notification bells if you want to be notified of a new upload for me. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. Take care.